2024 is over. 2025 has begun, which means it's a time to reset, start your new goals. Promise this video to share my goals for 2025. And right now I am a little hesitant on them because December was a crazy month. We had a pipe burst and it's quite busy. So the 5 areas I want to focus on are myself, personal goals, my marriage, social goals, how I interact with people, money, and the household. So, the first set of goals I want to speak about are my personal goals, things that I can accomplish, things about the gym, stuff like that. My original goal measurement I was able to hit for my body, though I wasn't able to maintain it. So, this year I want to be able to reach those again and go further and try to get a more ideal physique. The exact measurements are on the side right there. Eating healthier by incorporating more protein and more greens into my diet and the family's diet is also a big goal this year. This last month, I have not been waking up early, been slacking off on that. So I want to get back into waking up early so I can go to the gym and also put in a few more hours into work. But going to the gym is not only for aesthetic reasons, there's a few actual abilities I want to be able to do. For example, think it'd be really cool to do a one arm push up or a handstand push up. And then, of course, there's the viral trick that I was not able to do from Dancing with the Stars, which I want to eventually try to be able to do with my wife. So, one goal is to complete a Spartan race. So, a few of my brother in laws are going to sign up with me for one this year. Mentally, I want to journal more. I want to try to have the Constitution memorized. I used to play the guitar, so I want to pick that up again and eventually memorize 5 songs I could play perfectly without looking at any notes. I also really want to get into chess. That's something I haven't played in a while, and I want to get really, really good at chess, like Magnus Carlsen levels of chess. Marriage wise, there were some habits that I got into that I really thought were beneficial, but I've fallen out of recently. One of them was to offer my wife help every day around the house, just seeing specifically what she needed done. Another habit I wanted to do with my wife is not speak ill of her in public, which is kind of hard because usually with friends, you nag on them and rag on them in front of others, make fun of them, and that's usually all okay. Though I feel it's not the healthiest thing, especially in a marriage, because a marriage is not just a friendship, it's a partnership. It's a little bit closer, and the rules change a little bit. There are a few other there are a few other goals I have, but I'm gonna keep them secret for now because my wife watches these videos and I don't want to spoil the surprise. So I'll post them once I've accomplished them. One thing we were able to do in 2024 a lot, which really enjoyed, was go on more sexy vacations and sexy dates. Uh, Not so much family friendly, bring the kids style, and I want to keep doing that in 2025 because it's a nice change of pace from, again, being family friendly with the kids. Another thing that I'm glad my wife is on board with is putting our phones down and not having screens 10 minutes before bed. I've heard it's good mentally for you and you can get better sleep that way, but it also gives me more time to journal. And I feel that it might ease some stress on us. The thing that which I was not expecting at all was for both of us to really get into our for both of us to really get into TikTok and making videos, which is one thing I wanted was to for both of us to find a hobby. So I want to keep encouraging her to do that and also be more see if we can do more collaborations if she's comfortable with that. Socially, which we ended up starting to do on accident in December just because of the holidays, was I wanted to go on more couple dates. I feel like a lot of our friends that are married, they usually bring their kids whenever we hang out. And again, it's just a different environment when you're trying to be family friendly. And so I want to kind of kick back and relax and joke around with some more couples who are going through, or at least the same area of life that we're going through. One thing we used to do a long time ago was throw holiday parties. So we had a pretty cool Christmas party we would throw. And I kind of want to bring that back, a holiday party of some sort, whether it be 4th of July barbecue, Halloween costume party, or Christmas party again. But a lot of this isn't going to happen unless money's in order. And I must admit that I did not end the year on a good note with money. So I need to reevaluate my mindset, because for the longest time, I used to be very, very strict with money. And I, that was one of my goals for 2024, was to allow some usage of money to be spent on experiences and enjoyment, because I was such a tightwad and a cheapskate. But I feel that I kind of went then the opposite direction and ended up getting us into some trouble. So I now have to find a balance on how I want to use money, because money itself is not evil. It's the love of money. Money is a tool. All it does is multiply the good and multiply the bad, depending on what it's used on. So a few smart things I want to try with money is start up to wrap up an emergency fund, and eventually get to a 3-month of expensive emergency fund, similar to the Ramsey plan. Then either go and get back into stocks, which I dabbled with during 2020 when all the stock market was down, or also get a HSA, because that seems like a reasonable account where you can spend it on medical expenses, because health insurance is a weird balancing act. Another habit I've been slacking on is to give money to the church, which the Bible is not very strict on that. A lot of it's based on your heart. You're instructed to give, but there's not specific amounts. Even the 10% was mainly for the Levites. So I want to be able to work harder so I can actually give back a little bit and exercise that giving muscle more. For my home, I want to do more with the property, more than I did last year. I want to start up some chickens, get a chicken tractor going, which is like a mobile chicken coop. I want to get rabbits also to go with the chickens. There's a lot of parts of the house that need to be fixed up, some leaks, some finishing off old projects. So I'll be focusing on that. Next winter, I want to actually go hunting. So that means I need to save up money to get the tags and process the deer, which should hopefully save money on the groceries, depending on how smartly I do that. And those are my goals for 2025. We'll see how good of a year that is, but I'll keep y'all posted, film as much as I can, and show you what goals need to change, what goals weren't worth it, what goals were totally worth it, or anything I want to add for 2025. So if you have any ideas or tips, please leave a comment. Please subscribe if you're down for the journey. And comment also your goals and what you want to accomplish this year. Have a good one.